And joining me now is Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia. Senator Manchin, welcome back to Meet the Press.
Always good to be with you, Chuck.
All right, so let me just start with this. 2 weeks ago, you said you were adamant you needed to see the July inflation numbers before you were ready to talk about this bigger budget bill with the Democrats called reconciliation. And then abruptly, you didn't need to see those inflation numbers. What changed your mind?
It wasn't abruptly, Chuck. We've been working and negotiating off and on very quietly because I didn't know if it ever come to fruition. I didn't want to go through the drama that 8 months ago that we went through for so long, thinking we negotiated, got close, and then it fell apart and this and that. Never could get there on the Build Back Better. It just was too much, and I never could get there. On this one here, we started in April and kept working and working and working and back and forth, and all of a sudden, inflation went from 6 to 8.1 to 9.1, and I said, hey, Chuck, listen, we better wait and let's see what's coming in July. Numbers come in August before we do anything more. And that was the point of where we had been talking and negotiating. And that's when Chuck got upset with me, and I understand that. And he says, oh, here we go again and everything. I said, no, Chuck. I said, I'm just being very cautious. I'm not going to be responsible for inflaming the inflation rates. I'm just not going to do it. So then we got a hot weekend. We all cooled off a little bit and talked on Monday. And I said, Chuck, I've never walked away. We're still working on it. And he says, well, okay, let's do it. And I said, well, let's start talking. So to Chuck's credit, our staffs kept talking. We didn't know if we were going to get there or not. Yeah. But the bottom line was we reduced it and scrubbed it clear down to 739. Nothing inflammatory in that piece of legislation.
The initial criticism of this bill from Republicans is, in some ways, to some people, a predictable response, which is simply this. You should not increase any taxes during a time of recession. Why is now the right time to hit certain businesses with a tax hike?
First of all, Chuck, I agree with my Republican friends. We should not increase taxes, and we did not increase taxes, Chuck. That's what we scrubbed out from that Thursday.
New stimulus checks in 2023. Which states are sending them? Welcome to Updates Area YouTube channel. To compensate for the inflation the country is facing, the US government has adjusted everything from tax brackets to monthly social security payments. Amidst the economic downturn caused by the pandemic, stimulus checks totaling over 3,000 USD were issued in 2020 and 2021. But while individual states choose to write the checks, there is no indication that the federal government will approve additional stimulus payments. Thanks to these checks, many people will be able to earn a decent income to spend the coming months more comfortably. Which are the states that will continue to send checks? There are 8 states that will be sending checks this year. First up is California, where the Treasury will issue inflationary assistance checks until January 15. Payments can be up to $1,025, although there are other payments of $350 or more depending on individual family economic factors. Then there is Colorado, where taxes were mandated to be paid before October 17, 2021. The check was due for 2022, but Treasury will send it in this year. In the case of Idaho, the payment will sent at the end of March of this year, and there are some specifications with this check. This could be 10% of the income tax quota for 2022, $300 for a single citizen and $600 for joint filers. Here the citizen will receive the largest of the 3 amounts. For New Jersey, stimulus checks will come after May, and those who do not earn more than $150 are eligible. Despite the fact that new stimulus checks are due for Pennsylvania in 2023, it was necessary to request them before December 31, 2022. For this state, the maximum refund is $650. In case of South Carolina, payments are up to $800 and will be provided in March 2023. To do this, they have to submit their tax returns between the last 17 October and the next 15 February. New Mexicans who files their taxes before May this year will be available to receive checks from their state in 2023. Ultimately, there are 2 possibilities for stimulus check payments in the state of Illinois, The first is rent on return, and the second is refund for property tax. So that was the today's update, and I hope you liked the video. Please leave a like and also hit the subscribe button. I will see you in the next one with more updates. Bye bye.